So here is rod 1. Right now we are doing the measurements of the big ends. Everything's measured in grams. Okay, well, right now I'm measuring the small ends of the rod. I just finished. As you can see, this is my setup. This tool is by Proform. I picked it up off of Jegs. Not bad. I like it. At the same time, I'm learning. So I'm learning as I go. It took a lot to actually set up the scale, position everything to get it right. It came with 2 of these guys. One's big, like bigger than this one, so I'm gonna take it that that's actually for like V8s and American. Yeah, this tool is really simple to use. You just basically gotta balance it. Like, you just want the rod to go straight across. So I got this guy set up. It's adjustable. That just hangs there. And then, as you can see, got my gram scale. So, let's see. Yes, we took all the measurements. And as you can see, for the small, these are my measurements. We are gonna try and get 2 of them for the small ends. I need to get them down to 1.5, 1.3. And the big ends, we only got to machine rods 2 and 3. And they're not off that much, 0.3 of a gram. I was told by some people that the points don't really matter. You can run them as long as the big numbers are pretty much in the same. But being this is my first build, I want it to be pretty much perfect. So I'm gonna go ahead and machine these rods. I'll show you how it's done, but it's just, I don't have a tripod or anything, so to set up the camera to basically film all the work, it's just pointless. There's so many YouTube videos out there that you guys can just go watch if you want to know how it's done. So let me get these done and we'll come back and I'll show you what I got. Okay, I just got done machining the first small end of rod 1. You guys, so basically I just write everything down, you know, to label to say, hey, this is rod 1, the big end's 4/10 of a gram, and then the pin was 150.9. I got it down to 150.8, and this did not take much at all. Like this literally only took like a minute putting it on the belt sander, and then like I'll show you how much this came down. So this is the end that I ran on the belt sander. Trying to get the focus. Give me a second. Let me get some light. All right, here we go. So you can see where it's really shiny compared to where I didn't touch it. On the belt sander, when this runs, all you gotta do is you just skid it like this. And then same thing on this side. And you want to try and be as even as possible because you don't want to over machine one side of the rod to get the weight down, and next thing you know, hey, it's out of balance because you only took off one side. Makes no sense, right? So this one's done. I'm gonna go ahead and erase that and put 150.8 on this. And so far 2 rods, 2 more to go, and then I gotta do big ends. And the big ends, when this runs, it's gonna be the same concept, but you're gonna be like this. And you're gonna do the side, side, flip it, side, turn it, side. Get what I'm saying? You gotta be as even as possible when you do this. It's time consuming, but like I said. Alright, well I just finished doing all the small ends. Got them all down to 150.8 grams. This was a rod that, as you can see, was basically at 152.2. Yeah, this one took a little bit, but it's funny because like I figured I was gonna take a lot off, and that's not the case. It machined really quick. So I'm just letting you guys know that be careful when you do it. Don't overdo it, because once you do, you're gonna end up pretty well screwed. Wouldn't really say that, but basically you'll end up where you'll have to take more down, and then, you know, if you take too much off one, now that just became the lightest rod, then you gotta redo everything. But that's not the case with me. I got them all down to 150.8. Alright guys, well, I finished up balancing my rods. So to give you an idea, we took from the edges, as you can see. I got them all down to 410.0 of a gram. So everything is now balanced. I can hitch these rods into the pistons. Next up is basically the last of that I gotta do is just figure out what bearings I need to order. So before I started making videos on my engine build, I went ahead and I already machined the pistons and the wrist pins. So basically, this is what I got going. I figure I'll just show you what I did. So you have your piston, and same concept, you want to get it down to the lightest measurement possible. So what you'll do is you'll take a die grinder on a Dremel tool, and to machine it, you'll just tackle this edge, these edges right here, and the side edges. That's it. That's all you want to tackle. I've seen YouTubers where they're showing, hey, no, you want to go in here and take this off. Well, if you can see, the walls are already thin as it is. Like, why would you touch this area? And then the guy that I was watching, he had a crack going on, and all I could think of is, hey man, when you decided to balance your piston doing this, you probably weakened the structure right here. So I've watched HP Academy, Focus ST videos, and they all say the same thing. Just tackle this area here. It's the strongest, it's thicker. The walls are nice and thick. And I want to say the manufacturers do this for a reason, because like if you take, you're not even gonna take that much, but when you take down right here, it's you're not losing any strength, if that means anything. But basically you'll do that for the piston, you'll do your wrist pin separate, and when you're done and you have everything pretty much balanced out, what you'll do is you can measure the piston and the wrist pin together. Let me and then just add in the wrist pin. Try not to smack it down. That's roughly what I got. So thing is your math should add from that with the wrist pin, and then to double check your work, there you go. So that's how you guys do, that's how you do your pistons. Your wrist pin with a Dremel tool and a die grinder, if you want to take from the inside, which I haven't heard anyone say about the outside, so that's a good thing. But yeah, you just want to Dremel the inside, and then how many circles you do on that side, you want to do the same on the other side. So that way, you know, it's still a balancing act. Remember that. Keep that in mind. Everything's got to be perfectly balanced. And since my stuff is, I am now going to take this tool and put it back in the box. And I'm going to go ahead and start assembling the rods, the pistons, and basically put my crank. Gotta do my crank and the main caps and get my bearing size. So I'll show you how I would do that. More videos to come. We're I can't even speak. Blueprinting my motor, and so far this is everything I got so far. So it's going pretty well, guys. I'm learning a lot. Hope you guys are learning a lot.